listen to him on the 29th of May. You need to know who is this man behind all of what is happening here, behind all of what we have been talking about this morning. The thing about it is that you have heard from most persons who are sitting here, but maybe, just maybe, there's someone sitting down there who still don't have a clue as to who this Dr. Edwards is. You might not know what he looks like. You might not know what he sounds like when he opens his mouth. You may not have a clue. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, members of the participating booth, it is now the time of the day when I want to present to you Dr. Bradley Edwards, as he'll be coming to you to share once again his vision for this community of Mocho. Make him welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Make him welcome.
Gentle people, good morning. Our Member of Parliament, Mr. Pernell Charles Vitellius, Dr. Vitellius Holder, our Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Donovan Gowdy, our podiatrist who's come down from the States to help us out this morning. We have several distinguished members in the audience, and of course the community members of this community, Mocho. Our sponsors, really appreciate all your presence here today. I have been given the opportunity to just tell you a little about this center, tell you a little about myself and how I've come to Mocho. People must be wondering, what is Dr. do at Mocho? I'm not coming from Mocho. But here how I ended up in Mocho now. I have been working at Maple Hospital from 2008, and I've been thinking about where in Clarendon I could have one of the biggest impacts in the parish, because wherever I go I try and make an impact there, try and transform the communities. So I've in discussions with some co-workers that work at a centre that I work at in Maple, Midland. They said, Dr. Edwards, there's a place called Cedars, come right there. The two roads meet, just come right there and you will be able to impact the community. So what I did, I drove up from Maple and I was driving past, I saw a building here that had a for sale sign on it. And it's like, because I'm a person that prays and stuff, I just heard like said, this is the location that you must set it up. It was just location. I don't know how they get money to do anything. But it's just like I knew at the time that this was the location. So the sign was there. I don't think a telephone number was on it or anything. So I actually went down to Antoinette, down by the hardware, and I asked her if she knew who was selling the place. And had discussions with the people, and lo and behold, here I am today with a big loan to pay back, but I'm here nonetheless. Alright, having set up this place to serve the people of this community. Now there are other different aspects I'm involved in. One of the things is I love technology. And one of the ways that we are going to move health forward in Jamaica, we have to change the way in which we deliver health care. Now, there is a project that I was exposed to where they bring health to rural communities, and the aim of this project is that rural communities will have access to the best in specialist care. The same care that you get at the university hospital is the same care you must get Yassa. And the only reason, I think, we are the people who farm for Jamaica. We feed Jamaica, right? So the people here must get the best care. As far as I'm concerned, you can't be just because you live near to the university hospital, you must get the best care. No, you must have the same access to the same knowledge, medical knowledge, right here in Mocho. So one of the things that we hope to set up here soon is a system where our staff will meet regularly online with the specialists at the university, where we share our caseload. If we have any difficult conditions to control, like if we have a diabetic patient who was difficult to control, or we have some person with some chronic illness that they just can't seem to find the answer to. Instead of you having to pay to go all the way to Kingston to might not get through, spend your taxi fare and then come back and you still don't get through, we will see you on behalf of the specialist. Take the case, discuss the case. They will share their knowledge with us and then we'll bring back the treatment to you, just as if you would get it at the university. So that is one of the things that I wanted to start here. We want the best possible health care right here in Mocho. It's very important that it's Mocho as well, because Mocho has this bad name in a sense. People think that boy no good come from Mocho. But I want, it's a myth. It's a myth, definitely. And how I know it's a myth, how I met the team that actually helped to build this place. My house in Kingston, the roof was leaking. And a friend of mine referred Mr. Maurice Richards to fix the roof. I know some of you know Maurice very well. So when Maurice was finished, Maurice was said to me, okay, Doc. I do construction as well. If you know anybody who want to build a place, just tell them about me, because you know it would be good to get some work. So I said, alright, you know, to be honest enough, I'm thinking of building this place but in Mocho, but I know that people can find it hard to go Mocho to build a place and stuff. So you know, I don't even want to mention it to you. So what you said, Doc? Mocho? A Mocho will come from it, Doc. I said the whole of the work of them come from Mocho, you know. So I was like, wow, I thought this was like an answer from God that I must go ahead. Because, I mean, that was just such a godsend. And I tell you, the team that worked to build this place, the team that worked to fix them, the most industrious, the most dedicated. I mean, if the workers in Jamaica throughout were like the people that come from Mocho, Jamaica would be a totally transformed country, because you guys are diligent, hardworking, you don't give up, looking for opportunities all the time. And I am very proud and pleased to be working among you, because I know that I am in the right place. Because I'm going to get the people who I know I can work with. And I'm going to get the people who I want to transform their lives, I want to transform their children's lives. Part of delivering healthcare, health is a structure on which any society is built. But which way you take it out? Without health, we cannot do the things that we need to do. So health is like a basic foundation. Alright? So in order to be able to work to make money, to send our children to school and to advance in life, we have to have health. So health is like a basic foundation that we need to provide for everybody. So I'm very keen that we here get the best health care. You are providing food for this country, you need the best health care here. It's good to see somebody like Mr. Charles here today, because Mr. Charles works on farm workers and stuff. One of the things I'm impressed about Mocho is that when the people that have already come to this center come to see me, the things I go through a routine which is specific and detailed, and nobody complains because they are used to it. Most of the farm workers are used to detailed checks, right? So they come here and get a detailed check and nothing because they expect it. And that's the kind of healthcare I want to deliver, because I want to examine you in totality. I don't want to leave out nothing. Everybody, some places they work in Jamaica, they don't want to examine certain places and then kind of share. So here, you're used to it. So I know that when I see you, I'll be able to deliver the kind of healthcare that I'm comfortable to deliver. I have a team here who is hardworking. I'm going to read you my vision statement soon so you get an idea of the purpose why we're here. I'm going to read you also my mission statement, our mission statement rather, for the Cutting Edge Oasis Medical and Surgery Center. And I'm going to read it slowly. I'm going to read it line by line so you can get a basic idea. I'll explain every line to you so you get a basic idea of what this center is about in terms of vision and in terms of mission. I'm going to do the mission first, if I can find it. Alright. Right, the mission, very simple. The Cutting Edge Oasis Medical and Surgery Center exists to deliver first-class care to all its customers in a caring environment. That caring environment is critical. If you come here, You feel like anybody treating you bad, you're uncomfortable, let me know. Because caring is very critical to this mission. It is our mission to heal the sick. So that's all very biblical now. Restore sight to the blind. Proclaim liberty to the captives. Let me explain that a little. I said, this is some words that Jesus said. We want it from here. But proclaiming liberty to the captives has a connotation which I have just recently come to understand. A lot of our illnesses and sicknesses are because we are captured by envy and jealousy and bitterness and anger and unforgiveness. And sometimes if you deal with these issues, you get better. You have to take over medication. You understand? So I'm not a medication alone doctor, right? I want to get to the root of what is causing some of these problems. Some things you're in captivity to because you haven't forgiven somebody for something that did you longer, and bitterness and anger develop over the years. And it tear you apart, it send up your pressure, throw your sugar out of control. And sometimes if you can't get to the root of it, we can sometimes deliver you of this captivity and get you healed, which is what we want to do. Also, our mission is to bring good news to the poor. Alright? I plan to team up with Food for the Poor, so anybody who will sign up with them, we probably can deliver some services through them as well, so that, well, I don't want it to be poor forever, because my intention is to make everything you come and pay me, alright? But we're not dealing with a poverty mentality here. We want you to be delivered of poverty, alright? So it is our mission to transform the community of Mocho and Northwest Clarendon, or North Central Clarendon, into a physically, socially, intellectually, spiritually, environmentally, and economically abundant society. And we're going to do this through education, community health care, and the love of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, our Lord and Savior. I put in the last part specifically because working with the Ministry of Health, I've had a lot of opportunities. I've had the opportunity to go to China, for instance, where I went to a traditional Chinese medicine hospital, where I learned a few things about hospital management, but also learned some of the things about Chinese medicine as well. Also had the opportunity to go to Israel to work with the Ministry of Health. One of the places that I got a chance to go to was actually Nazareth. And that very place where Jesus had opened the scroll and read this particular verse. I had the opportunity to go to where they said the building was, and I was able to touch that building. So I wanted to incorporate what was said in that building into the mission statement for this center here today. And I'm telling you, it's going to start at Mocho, and it's going to impact the world. I'm seeing this center. I mean, Dr. Gaudier mentioned a little about it. He reminded me about the vision we had about the diabetes center, because it was from 2006 that we had discussed it. And I see things falling into place. I never even realized that that was the vision I was heading to. But we don't really have anywhere in Jamaica that looks after diabetic feet in a very specific and targeted way. And one of the things I want to do here is that the foot care here, we wanted to reach the point where nobody really end up in any amputation, because you know that before anything happens, you must come check the center. We'll check it out for you so that you don't end up losing your toe and losing your foot and losing your whole limb and losing your life, as you said. Now, let me just see what I've written down here. One more thing. There's a concept that's, well, like you said, boy, come check Dr. Edwards when you're sick. I don't want to come see me when you're sick, right? I want to see you when you're not so sick, so I can guide you as to the things to do to keep well. Alright? We have some seminars which you want to pay for those. But you can come and learn proper ways to eat, proper ways to live, so that you can keep your health and not come to me when it's going down. Alright? Don't wait until you're going down. Come for the tune-up. Don't come for the repair. Alright? The next thing now is the vision statement. The vision statement for Cutting Edge Oasis is, so the vision statement was telling us where we want to be seen in the future. So as we look toward the future, we see our organization becoming the epitome of modern population care. What I mean, we want to be seen as the best in terms of caring for our population. We want to see people of this community being representative of what good health is. And this is taking into account not only the physical, but the mental, social, and spiritual aspects of health. Our center will offer surgical interventions and early investigations using advanced technology to enhance patient well-being. We are not set up for that yet, but the vision is that we're going to have an operating theater up here, to be able to have surgeries up here. And one of the things I actually do is a test called endoscopy, where we can use a camera, look into your stomach. If you have any symptoms in your stomach, we can actually look in there to see if you have any ulcer developing that could be developing into a cancer. We have the camera system where we can look up your back passage as well, look into your colon to see if you have any polyps growing, any tumor growing. If you have polyps growing, we can actually remove them before they develop into cancer. And that's a cure. So I want the mindset of the people to know that you don't wait to develop cancer. You don't have to develop cancer. If you can pick up the cancer at the early stage, where it's just a polyp, we can remove it, and your risk of cancer disappears. So don't sit down and worry and fret and say, boy, I'm going to doctor, I'm going to find something and blah, blah, blah. No, you need to go before so that it don't develop into anything. Alright, because there are ways now that we can pick up things early enough that we can actually prevent things from developing in the future. Now, recognizing the fact that education is an important social determinant of health, we will offer opportunities using technology to enhance the development of the community and thus impact their overall health. One of the components of this building is to be a learning center. The whole concept of the learning center has come about because I'm into health, and we talk about social determinants of health. It is found that the more educated communities have less health issues, right? So if we can improve the educational level of our communities, we can also improve the level of health of the communities. I want to take that concept here to Mocho. I want it to be that, we talk about farming. I have a very strong passion for the farmers, because what I find happening is that, you work so hard, and then somebody comes and takes your products for little or nothing, and then sell it, and you don't benefit from it. No. Now, if you had the education, if you had the marketing training, you could now take your product and introduce it directly to the persons who are buying it and get a better value for what you work so hard to do. Your children won't be running away from farming because it will now be seen as a lucrative business, right? They'll never see them father and mommy work so hard and not benefiting from it. They're going to be seeing it now and say, hey, we can work with the family and benefit from this, but they have to understand how to manage projects in a sense. One of my aspects of training, when I went to Israel, I did project management. So I have a very strong passion for it. What project management says is that if you're going to venture, this is how the Israelis work. If you're going to venture into any business or anything at all, they are going to look from it from beginning to end. And if there's anywhere along the way that there's any obstacle that is going to prevent you from reaching the end, you try and work on that obstacle to see if you can get around it or sort it out. If you can't get around it or sort it out, they abandon that project and start another project. What happens in Jamaica a lot, we have these grand ideas that this must work, and God and heaven going to come and make sure it works. But then I say, God give us brain to think through things. And if there's a block anywhere along the way, from point A to B, everything look nice and dandy, but from B to C, where you're going to make your money, you can't go no further. You can't go. So, teaching, educating the population to understand how to look at their projects. You want to plant the corn, for instance. One of the first things you need to do is try and find a market for your corn. Then you need to find out how much of this corn they need. Find out what size corn they need. Right? If you can supply all of that, then you can go ahead with your project. If you can't supply all of this, don't waste your money and start buying the corn, because you're making up a waste of money. Right? So you have to learn, get the education to the point where you understand that from A to C, you need to get that under control so that you can ensure that you get a return for your money. The Bible says the wise man built his house upon the rock. Right? The foolish man built his house at the standing. The foolish man's house nice and pretty like the wise man down there. But here what's happening now? The rain come down, the floods go up, and the house mash up. So what has been happening in our country, I have to say, because it's my opportunity, is that we've done a lot of foolish things. We spent a lot of money in areas where the foundation isn't good. I would have spent our money better laying the foundation to build upon, because having spent this money and almost getting to the point where we can benefit, then the foundation slips away, the building cracks up and falls apart. So we know that as a country, over the years, it's a matter of development, and we're going to get better. We're going to get better. But we want to start off with the individuals in the community. We want us to get better. We want us to have a better future for our children. We want us to have a better future for our community. As I say, I want Mocho to be a place where people will hear about us and come here and say, I want to see what is happening in this place, because I hear good things are happening here. So education is absolutely critical. I want to use computers in the center, and anybody in the community who cannot read, and I want to come here, and teach you computing, right? And I will teach you to read, but you will learn to read eventually. But you will learn to use a computer, right? You will learn to use a computer, because a computer in this generation is essential for you to reach your market, so you can do your business. Once you learn to use a computer and you learn to read on the computer, nobody knows you can't read it. Like you come here, nobody knows you can't read. You come to learn computer, right? But at the end of the day, you'll be able to send your emails, you'll be able to make contact with your business contacts and say, look here, in Jamaica we have acre up here. You have market for it? Say yeah. And you can get better markets than the ones you're getting now. That's my dream. Apart from those of us who cannot read, we're going to be looking at those who have the potential to get scholarships for their sporting acumen in high schools. Lennon High School has one of the best, the best female football team in the island right now. Right? And that has been so for many years. The men's football team, they come out of their zone every year, basically, and they're going to go forward to win the Augusta Cup. First one, and they're going to finals the other day, and they'll team them out. but we're going to win pretty soon. Now, what will happen to these young men who have so much talent, who can pass maths and English? I have a problem with that, because if they had maths and English, they could get scholarships to further education and improve the whole community, save back money for their family and get good job and things, you understand? So we want to encourage our young students in high school, like, look here, can't do maths, don't panic about it. Learning Center here is going to try and help to get maths and English taught,
So that at least those two basic subjects, you can come here and you know, say, you pass them, you're good. Because those are such critical subjects for you to advance. That I really want to focus on those. I want to do everything, but I can't do everything. Currently I teach maths at Ben Behind, for those who don't know, and I'm enjoying it. And over the summer holiday, I'm concerned that what I've taught them during the term, I'm going to forget about it. So I'm online with them, giving them questions and trying to work through solutions with them. And those who have weaknesses, I try and say, okay, this is your weakness, make the correction there. So it's something that I'm not just talking about, it's something that I'm actually doing. So I know what I'm talking about. Alright, it can be done. And it's going to benefit the whole community. Now, where are we now? We want the organization to be thought of as a center of peace